Hey everybody, Penny Rapstein checking in with the PicayuneTV.com. We're part of a history-making event here in Marble Falls as the Marble Falls Soapbox Classic 2010 gets underway with some hot racing action. We could say the racing action is as hot as the sun here in Marble Falls, Texas. So many great things planned for today throughout the day. Great live music, food vendors, and of course, some of the most creative vehicles you will ever see. Just take a look.
Oh, there he goes. Look, they did do some manufacturing. Oh, boy, this is sad. Oh, we got the yellow car going up at the beginning.
June 19th, 2010. Race day at the Soapbox Classic in Marble Falls. The only thing hotter than the competition? The sweltering temperatures. That certainly didn't stop the Lucas oil car, fashioned from a dragboat race capsule, from edging out the porta-potty entry called, aptly enough, Crapshoot. But these preliminary trials gave plenty more opportunities to stay in the race.
It's probably a whole different thing that I would have ever thought of, but it was kind of a wild ride because I'm big and bulky, but it was a lot of fun and I'm looking forward to continue going. I won that round, so we'll have more races today.
Race organizers kept the categories fairly simple. Single driver entries were judged on speed with a seated double elimination bracket. Direct machine against machine competition. Everyone got a push start, making for some interesting takeoffs. In these races, it was all about how fast, how far, and even how fierce they steered around pylons. A slalom category tested their maneuverability as well. The aptly named Jamaican races added a passenger to the mix, and oh boy, did some of these riders really mix it up. One of our favorite categories involved showmanship. Well, I'll be a son of a gun. This racer even dressed up his four-legged friend, complete with goggles and a cape. You'd think this canine cruiser would be in for a rough ride. Yes, I went there. But he had no trouble cruising down the hill at speeds topping 30 miles per hour. Well, just how do we know how fast these cars can go, you ask? Well, we found Marble Falls' finest taking time out to clock a few competitors from the finish line. Luckily, no tickets were issued. Meanwhile, back at the show, and I do mean show, the R-Gang entry really dressed it up for the showmanship category. The tush cushions proved to be a very nice touch, giving them an edge in this category for sure. We have seen some incredible racing so far here during the Marble Falls Soapbox Classic, and as we see these cars speed down the hill on 3rd Street in Maine, I've been wondering what's going through their mind as they're racing by at 30+ miles an hour. But we got a chance to talk to one of the racers. Some great racing going on, including a few escaped convicts apparently. Here's one of them right here. What's your name, sir?
Sam Giddens.
Sam, what was it like going down that hill?
Well, it was kind of scary when my wheel broke a while ago.
But you handled it well. I'm impressed. So tell me, how long did it take for you to construct this vehicle?
Well, 2 or 3 weeks.
I was expecting longer because I'm sure you had to have things smuggled into the jail.
I had a lot of help.
It's definitely a community effort, and it's been so much fun for us to watch you guys. You guys are so brave, and I may stow away with you next time. And that's not all. We talked to a few more of them at the finish line.
Down the hill is awesome. It lifts your spirit and it scares you to death.
We were doing like 60 or 70 miles an hour, I think. As a matter of fact, that's what it felt like to me.
We won our heat.
You looked really good. What did it feel like?
It felt fast. It felt so good. It was fabulous. It was surprised. The car surprised me completely.
We're at the Marble Falls Soapbox Classic 2010, history in the making, and we've got more history for you to see coming up next.
The Marble Falls 2010 Soapbox Classic is brought to you by Utility Trailer Sales. Best deals on metal buildings and trailers in the Hill Country. Utility Trailer Sales, 1105 South Water Street in Burnett. 512-756-2242.
Travis Dean's kind of leading on the inside. He's swerving. Oh, no!
What you just saw was the first collision of Marble Falls Soapbox 2010. Here's another angle for you of this crazy crash between the Lucas oil car driven by Jeremy Martin and Red Hot Racer driven by Travis Dean. As you can see, for all of the thrill of this near spill, the driver is thankfully doing just fine.
The wheels are a little out of line. Our steering was broke. We tried to fix that. As you can tell, it's not sitting sturdy, so we got to take it back to the pits and have it worked on.
After dusting himself off, crews helped him load the car up to head back to the pit area for repairs. It was the only crash of the weekend, but it was far from the only work needed to keep these wheels a-rolling. It's apparent gliding down the hot hill took its toll on a few of the cars.
We had 2 flat tires that we've had to replace, and the brakes went out, and so we had to work on the brakes. So it's been an ongoing process all day long.
And all day long, hundreds of fans braved the heat up and down the track. Just take a look at our fan cam. We took a ride up the raceway, capturing these images along both sides of 3rd Street. Families did their best to keep cool as temperatures soared to nearly 100. Business owners off Main even were gracious enough to provide iced-down water to the crowds. And how about this rolling water boy? Talk about an icebreaker. Anything to keep cool in this sweltering heat.
And here's a rundown of this weekend's events, some of the great things going on besides the racing. Fabulous food and fun as vendors set up and sell their wares. Also, of course, live music going on pretty much all day during the races, and I hope you brought your boogie shoes because there will be a great street dance and live music in the evening as well. What a great weekend, and so much exciting racing has been going on. We've been having so much fun, but it's just begun, folks. When we come back, it's finals day at the Marble Falls Soapbox Classic 2010. I'm Penny Rapstein for thepicayuntv.com.